Good morning, Dr. Hickey, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Patterson, faculty, and fellow students. The experience of being young is both a challenge and a privilege. While you are young, you will have many experiences that will shape you into the person you will be when you get older. I've had many positive experiences, but also some negative ones, and that is okay. I've had successes and failures, and I've had mistakes that have felt like the end of the world in the moment, but as I've gotten older, they've helped me understand how to learn from them. No matter how big of a mistake you might make, you can always learn from it, and that is a key part of being young. While you're a kid, you're given rules, you'll make friends, but most importantly, you will learn. When I was younger, I would always get told to not lean back in my chair. My teachers would tell me 4 on the floor, so I'd keep my chair legs all touching the ground. My teachers would say that if I kept leaning back, I would end up hurting myself. I never understood why this was a rule until one day I leaned back too far and I experienced it for myself. When you're young, many things are just like this. You can't really learn something until you experience it. Right now, there are probably rules that you don't understand, rules that might even feel like a wall to keep you from doing what you want, but the consequences are there. As you grow up, you will start to understand why these rules are important. It is not always fun to follow certain rules, but it is something that has to be done. You might not know this yet, but something that comes with following all of these rules is freedom. Freedom is one of the most exciting parts of being young. You get to decide what things you like, how to spend your time, and who you'll be friends with. This freedom, along with experience and learning, can teach you what is right and what is wrong. When you are young, you have fewer responsibilities and more time for fun, though it might not always seem like it. An example of this is going to school. Going to school can be exhausting. Things like keeping your grades up and studying take a lot of time and can be very boring. When you work hard, you deserve a break, which is what summer is for. Summer is my favorite version of freedom. One of my favorite days of the year is the day after school ends. I can finally sleep in and hang out with my friends. I know that soon I will have my last day of school at Upland, and then I will move on to a new school. Next year, at around this time, I will be with a new group of friends instead of the ones that I've known since 3rd grade. There will always be rules to follow, even in the summer, but at least now I won't have to worry about studying for a huge test. This is something to appreciate now because having summers of freedom is part of being young. When you're young, you aren't on your own, and having the privilege of coming from a happy home has led to me having many opportunities that not everyone can get. My parents are always there to support me and help me whenever I need it. When I came to Upland, I decided that I wanted to play hockey. They bought me equipment and spent their own time driving me to every game and practice that they could. I've spent my whole life playing sports, which has led to me having new friendships and connections with people that I may have never met if I hadn't played sports. And I couldn't have done this without my family. I'm grateful for every opportunity that I can get because it can lead to new connections and things that I've never done before. While preparing to write the speech, I thought about the experiences that I might take for granted, the parts of being young I won't see until I'm older, and this has led me to talk to others. When I asked Mr. Dunn what advice he would give somebody my age, he said to diversify myself as much as possible. He told me that being young is a time to try new things, surround myself with different people, and take advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. If you've talked to Mr. Dunn, I'm sure that you know he has many random stories of things that he has done throughout his life. This advice is very valuable, and I want to be able to diversify myself as much as possible to experience and learn from both a variety of places and people. Hopefully, I can be just as wise as Mr. Dunn and have more than enough stories to tell that people will also learn from and value. Being able to do these things might seem very overwhelming, but it will help me know what I want to do in the future. A huge part of diversifying yourself is not being scared. If you are scared to step outside your comfort zone, you won't be able to open new doors for yourself. While you are young isn't the only time to do this, but it is the best time to start because you'll have more time to try new things. When you are older, you will have already experienced opening new doors to yourself. When you're young, though, it can be scary to do new things. A few years ago, I used to be incredibly shy, and this held me back. I didn't like stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I will always regret that. I let many opportunities pass by me because I was too nervous. Looking back on that, I know I was just a little kid, but that is what the speech is about. When I'm older, I do not want to regret the opportunities that I let pass by me when I was young. I want to remember the time I spent meeting new people and trying new things. Playing sports is an example of this, and it's helped me come out of my comfort zone and meet new people. When I was younger, I didn't like meeting coaches or asking them questions. I didn't even like talking to some of my teammates who were better than me because I just thought that they would make fun of me, even if they were nice. Even though I was shy, I still made small efforts to try to talk to people, just to make some new friends on my team. Now I'm friends with many new people, and I'm not afraid to talk to anyone. Looking back, I'm very glad that I did talk, even when I was shy. Every time I talked, I built up a little bit of confidence, and confidence is so important when you're young and growing up. Playing sports has also taught me many life lessons that were important for me to grow. I've learned many lessons through hockey, specifically like how things are not always going to go my way, and that life isn't always fair. The most important thing to me was learning how to lose. When I was younger, I was a really bad sore loser. I do not know exactly why I was like this, but I would always get mad and upset whenever I lost. I would get mad very easily. My brother knew exactly how to make me upset, and he would always make me angry at him. And there would be times when he knew he would have to let me win, or I would try to fight him. Neither of us knew any better, and we were both very young, but I was very sensitive, and he knew what he was doing whenever he made me angry. I'm not as sensitive anymore, and if somebody jokes with me, I can laugh at myself. When I started playing sports, I did not like losing. I didn't understand the concept of losing, but I knew that it was the opposite of winning, and that made me upset and angry. Even if I was playing a board game against my brother, I would be extremely competitive and throw a fit every single time I lost. I always wanted to win no matter what. I still always want to win, but I understand losing now. As long as I try my hardest for the team or for myself, that is all I can do. Losing isn't fun, but it is necessary to learn how to do it. And learning to lose and failing isn't always just in sports. Of course, we want to be successful, to do our best, and get the outcome we want, but that's not always possible. Whether it's in a game, in the classroom, or at home, we all know this feeling, but we don't appreciate it enough. We don't see the importance of learning to fail and learning from failure. When you're a kid is the best time to appreciate this, because as a kid, you have a type of safety net to fall back on. Whenever you fail, there will be somebody to help you get back on your feet. When you grow up, there will not always be that net. It is important to learn from these experiences and to understand what you can do on your own when you don't need to rely on others and when to ask for help. But above all, to believe in yourself when you fail. Learning to lose has also changed me as a friend. I played a lot of video games with my friends a few years ago, and I was competitive. Every time I lost, I would get angry at whoever I was playing with, which was a terrible thing to do. I would make people not want to play with me, and I made it hard for everyone and even myself to have fun. I realized that if I want people to keep playing video games with me, I would have to do something about the way I acted when I lost. I've changed and matured since then, and I'm still friends with everybody that I played games with. I'm thankful for my friends who played games with me and gave me a chance to become a better loser when I didn't win. Having friends who you're very close to is important. Supporting one another is a big part of maturing. Even learning from each other will help both of you grow. I've learned many things from my friends, like advice for sports or even something as little as shuffling cards. Being friends with people who support you is a very important part of growing up. If you surround yourself with the wrong group of people, their negativity or bad habits can spread to you. Surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed. When you're young is the easiest time to build friendships because you see each other at school, during sports, and through other activities. The people that you are closest to influence your mindset, your motivation, and even what direction you go as you grow up. So take advantage of this time to find the right people. If they have good habits, you will pick up on them. I'm very glad that I'm a part of a great friend group that is very close to each other. We do a lot of stuff together, and I see most of them a lot outside of school. Without my friends, I would probably still be the same shy little kid who was scared of meeting new people. George Bernard Shaw once wrote that youth is the most precious thing in life. It is too bad it has to be wasted on children. Although this quote has some truth, I don't agree with it entirely. Of course, when you are older, you can look back and think about all the things you could have done, but that doesn't mean the time was wasted. Whether it's time spent playing video games with your friends, sleeping late on a Saturday, or lying down in bed staring at the ceiling, it's still not a complete waste of time. Even though it is good to get out of the house to get work done and to practice, it can also be good just to rest and think every once in a while. We are young, and there are so many opportunities before us. Don't worry about wasting time or what others think of you. Instead, appreciate all the time you have, whatever you are doing, and take the time to meet new people, try new things, and do your best. Thank you. That's